Oh, what is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing out there? This feels like a great day for a lunch break stream. At least it is for me. I hope it is for you too. Oh, I see so many people in the chat already. Aiden, what's up, dude? Oh, I'm early. Yeah, a few minutes. Actually, it looks like I was a few minutes late. Zach Richards getting us. Gotta be Cassie. She's going to be on there, my friend. She's going to be on there. In fact, before I get too far into the chat, I'm going to start off with a couple of things. I'm going to actually put up a poll. I'm going to use the chat to help set up the poll. I also, my battle group leader, nerd, amazing war planner channel. You know, I've shouted out many times on this channel. Get better at this game. Has a vote. The man at least deserves to get to pick one of the champions on the poll. This isn't going to be a meme. It's going to be real. It's champions I actually want to rank for. I'm just struggling between a few on who to pick. And I'll use the chat to create the poll. We'll probably create it in about 10 minutes. And then we will run the poll the length of the stream. And then at the end, I'll end the poll. And I'll take up that champion to rank 4. And I think I'm going to leave this stream listed. I've started streaming during the day. I get like an hour 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. And I'm like, I want to play the game. It's much more fun to play it live on stream with you all. But I don't always leave the stream listed. It has to do with YouTube and the way the algorithm seems to work and those sorts of things. But I think I'm going to leave this one listed. I know a lot of you have found them. Even if I unlist them, I put them on a playlist on my channel titled Live Streams. So you can always come check it out. And I've been doing after work streams and lunch break streams. And I think I'm just going to continue to do it. I don't think it'll be daily. But so often, like, I'm enjoying hitting these events. Like, they've been really helpful to me. They're not that hard to hit with an account of my size. I do think that's important to keep in mind. But you know, level up's going to be very easy today. I've been hitting the arena. I've been hitting the event quests and hero use. I can usually hit pretty easily doing arena as well. So this just helps me get units and boosts and things like that for Alliance War. So that's often what we'll do. Today we'll do some Battleground stuff, I think, like that. So yeah, I think that was all the housekeeping stuff, all the setting things up, all that. Let me get Zach's donation already up on the board. I did say I would leave because Zach and Frankie both donated pretty late in the last stream, if I recall correctly. And I always hate doing that to someone, you know, like I appreciate them using their hard-earned money to support me and my channel. And then I'm like, oh, the stream's ending in a few seconds. I don't like that. I don't like that. So they're up on the board now. I'm getting some messages. You know, this is the thing with streaming during my workday. I got to check this stuff. Okay, everything's good. So that's good. It's got to be Cassie. Cassie will be on the board for sure. So Zemo and Cassie will be on the board. They may honestly end up being the only two on the poll. Aiden, does your vote, does that mean your vote is double? You know, if you want to create some more accounts and vote, go for it, my friend. Go for it. I love it. What's OG Highline? What's up, dude? Jason Rushing Ghost Runner. What's up, man? Are you going to get to catch one? Don't have to watch it live. That's awesome. And I really appreciated you leaving that comment the other day. On one of the live streams. I don't remember which one of the two this week it was, but you leaving that comment letting me know you are watching it back. It's I mean, one, I appreciate it because I like it. It feels good to know people are watching these things and having fun with them. But it's also helpful to me on the YouTube side, knowing to leaving them listed. Do folks know to go to the playlist, that sort of thing. So that was actually, it was really helpful to me. So appreciate it. Zach and OG Highline. You two crack me up. You're back and forth. Who do you like better overall, Cassie or Spot? Oh, let's table that to discuss after I make my way through chat a little bit here. Aiden. Himoto, what's up, dude? Groot, no memes. It would be fun, but no memes. Oathman, what's up, dude? You're at work, so your vote. I'll get my vote now. Cap Infinity War. Do I not have Cap at rank 4 already? I might not. That's wild. He was one of my first rank 3s. What's up, Ghost Dog? How you doing, dude? An easy, what's a lunch break? I know, man. I feel lucky that I get to take these things. Too Extreme, how you doing? Saints, what's up, dude? Atuma better be on there. Atuma's already rank 4, my friend. Atuma's already rank 4. Oh, I see. What's up, Sushi? Spot is already rank 4. Yusuf was like, rank 4s. I stopped doing that months ago. What's up, dude? Thanks for being here. Tobias. After watching Mike's video on Zemo, it's got to be. So here's the thing, Heinz. Is you all know I don't hide the ball. And I'll say often, I'm a good player. I'm not a great player. I'm a good player. I'm not a great player. And Mike is one of the best in the game, if not the best, right? Depending on how you tabulate it and format it and all that stuff. And I've watched that video, and I don't think I can pull off what he's pulling off. I think he's earned that skill, right? It's not like he's just like blessed with quick fingers, although he probably is. I think he's earned that skill. One of the biggest things he was doing in that video, and it's a phenomenal video. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. Is he is going in at like the perfect time after he roots the defender and he's punishing them. And I've tried replicating that. Now, if I spend a lot of time, maybe I'm sure I'd get better at it. But I'm so often getting hit by their heavy, you know, because he's going in. I think he was doing like medium, then he's doing like medium, light. He had a whole series, and he talks it through in the video. And I just don't, especially not in war. There's just no way, you know. I'm in SSX where it's essentially it's the same goal as for Loki, which is we're going to make masters, which means, you know, we're having fun. And I'm getting to use all these cool champions, as you all are seeing in my videos, and get to talk about them. It's really, I'm enjoying the heck out of that. But there is the other side of that spectrum, which is like, I can't just go in and just like, you know, what's it called? YOLO? I can't YOLO it. So I don't know. That being said, I really like Zemo. I really like him a lot. I pulled him. I did get very lucky, but I pulled him. And I took him up. I really liked him. He was mainly for Battlegrounds defensive purposes. So we'll see. I do think he has offensive use, though. All of that being said, even if I can't reach the ceilings that Mike is reaching, that doesn't mean Zemo's bad, you know, or that I can't do great things with him. It's kind of like how I talk about with Tigra. I might not be able to play Tigra like FinTech, but I can still do really awesome stuff with him. If you had him waiting for my 100-pound puppy to get out of the 100-pound puppy. Oh boy. Oh, my game. I always like to shout out. That's like a new Wonder Woman. Or, sorry. Is it Wonder Woman? It is Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot. It's Wonder Woman, right? Why am I blanking on the name? Anyways, it's a pretty cool story. I read the first run. I enjoyed it. B, what's up, dude? Are you talking to me? Thanks for being a good friend. I mean, I think so. And same right back to you, but you might be talking to someone else. What's up? I play a Tiger better than FinTech. I like you, Hussein. Yusuf, I agree. I'm finding it hard to play a few champs that I have are forward. Cassie, QS, Tigra. Takes a little more practice and I'm willing to invest. So, dude, I love Quicksilver. I love playing Quicksilver. The interesting thing for me is one of the things I love about him is the same reason why I think folks don't like him. And I think it's just a matter of like what you were expecting. And for me, like, especially like in the movies, the scenes where Quicksilver's doing all this really quick stuff, like it's the X-Men movie, I can't think of it, right? And they've broken Magneto out. I think, is it Days of Futures Past? But they break Magneto out and they're in, I think, like the elevator, and they get out of the elevator and they enter the room and all like the agents are in there. That scene takes a very long time, but he's moving so fast that like the time in the actual movie is very short. And then, you know, he stops doing all that stuff and all of the crazy stuff happens and the bullets and whatever. And I feel like that actually is replicated in the game. You do spend a good amount of time setting up all of these things and the animations. And then all of a sudden, the defender's dead. You know, like I didn't force him. He actually was incredibly helpful in Grandmaster's Gauntlet. But I just put out the video on it, showing all the fights he can solo. It was really, really fun. So I like putting the time in on him. Cassie is growing on me. Her animations are a lot clunkier than I thought they were going to be. I haven't seen the movie yet, so part of me is wondering if that's part of it. You know, she's a teenager, she's maybe growing into her skills and she's growing into her suit and her powers, so maybe there's something there. If you've seen the movie, please do not spoil it for me or anyone who hasn't seen it yet. And I'm wondering if that's part of it, right? Because she's not as smooth as Wasp, and I guess she is a combo of Wasp and Ant-Man, so maybe that's it too, right? Does anyone think that Cassie damage reduction should be reduced? Which part are you talking about, Gabriel? Gabriel or Gabrielle? Thanks, B. You're awesome. Any other votes though? Because I would like to get up a couple more votes. We've got Spot and Zemo, or no, I'm sorry, Spot already have it rank 4. We've got Cassie and Zemo. If those are the only two, that's fine. Let me see who else I was considering, actually. But I think that's it. My I know that oh, you know, I would love to take up Valkyrie soon too. I don't know if it's time for her though, because I do think Cassie and Zemo would be very helpful to my my BG, and I don't think they'd be assigning any Valkyrie. I don't think we need her as a defender. Negative would be a really nice rank 4 too, but I can't believe I still don't have Guardian up. I love Guardian. Like he was, y'all have heard me say it before. I think he was like the first champion I ever did like a real review on as an MCoC YouTuber. It is terrible. It's cringy to watch it. Actually, I go back and I'm like, oh God, I'm so uncomfortable. But I was right about the champion, so that's good. Yeah, there's Cap America. Man, I cannot believe he's not ranked 4 yet. Eventually, I do need to take up Archangel just for Battlegrounds. I feel like having the rank 3 is Killmonger would be good. Diablo, Spider-Man. There's so many good champions in the game these days. Iceman. I'd love to take out Iceman, but I still don't know everything about that. I don't know anything about the buff, actually. CCP does not have any knowledge, but I think he's going to be good. All the evidence shows that Bam is really doing a great job with these like numbers updates, and I feel like that's all he really needs. Maybe a tweak here and there. I think he'd be good. I've taken him to rank 36200. I was considering Titania there for a bit, but I think if I'm going to do a buff immune, it's going to be Cassie. APOC is obviously rank 5 worthy. Jeez, so many champions I still want to rank up. Blade. Oh, I hope you guys all saw the Blade video that I put out recently. Alpha Slayer in my battle group just absolutely destroyed a fight. And Hulk. You know, Hulk. I don't know if Hulk would be helpful in war, though, for me. And then Hyperion's still sitting there. Let me see if anyone's saying anything. Oh, Juggernaut. Juggernaut would be cool, too. And Human Torch. Spider-Ham. You saw, but there you go. See, you're like a Spider-Man, like, savant, though. Or you're like a Spider-Ham god. So it's just, I think, who we enjoy, which is cool about where the game's at. Is like, we can say, like, Cassie's a little too much for me, but Spider-Ham. Now, I like Spider-Ham. You know, I think that's I think that's a sign of a really healthy game. 8.2 is going to change people's perspective. I have zero doubt. I think so, Aiden. He's just got so much going on. But I think kind of to the point I was just saying about the game itself is very rarely do we find ourselves saying we have to have this one champion. There's, you know, I used to call it the Venn diagram of MCoC. I think that's all gotten so big now that it's like, which one of my champions do I want to attack this with? And they don't have to do all the things. They just need to do enough to clear the lane. So I hear you, and I hope so, because I like the champion so much. Carl, what's up, dude? When did you get here? You excited for the moment rank up? Zach, Joe Fixit. Keep an eye out on TJ's channel. I think TJ might be doing a Joe Fixit thing soon. Cypher, what's up, dude? You just got your circuit for the first time. What are your thoughts on the new event? Which new event? The Mojo one? It's fine. Valkyrie would be amazing. Definitely the ham. Axe Manuel. Manuel's outrageously skilled. Manuel's cool. Hopefully everyone's enjoying his channel. I feel like he's starting to put more and more effort into it. Like, I feel like he's started off like most channels do, MCoC. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna do this fun thing. You know, he's a battleground planner. It's like, it's helpful to put the fights on YouTube. So that way when someone wants to know how to do a fight, I can just point them to my video. And I've noticed him doing like intros, music, really discussing the fights. I like Manuel. Obviously, you know, I played in his BG for quite a while. Actually, maybe it was only 1 or 2 seasons. Either way, got to know him really well. I really like the guy a lot. The 40% rejection for the taunt and consider request for next. Yeah, Gabriel. Let's see. I mean, No, I think she's really balanced. I do. That term gets used a lot of ways. It's vague in how we apply it, right? It's not like there's this uniformed rule. But as someone who's played her quite a bit, I feel like she's got the best flow of any champion I think I've ever played. It might be above Spider Hams for me. And what I mean by that is, like, you kind of just do the things. You kind of just play her if you know her loop. Like, you don't have to, like, I always, me, I like to over-exaggerate to prove points and have fun and humor. Like, there's champions where, like, we'll be watching the video and someone's like, okay, first you medium, light, light, light. Then you parry stun. After you parry stun, you're going to heavy. Cancel that heavy into your SB1. Immediately follow that up with a medium, light, medium, medium. Then, and you're like, okay, between node sets and defenders, I'm lost. Like, no. And Cassie's just like the opposite of that. Like, you watch your pin particles. You use that to roll your heavy. You got to be really careful because if you do that for too long, you're going to pass with stun. That's going to put up these power stings. You can dex, or remember, anything she's immune to, which includes dex because she's buff immune. You get those pin particles, you land in a light, and you get a nice poison that helps keep your power stings up longer. It's beautiful. The beautiful simplicity of her in today's game, with how complex today's game is. I don't know if the designer wants to be public on Cassie or in general, and I can respect that. But the designer for Cassie to me is like just, oh god, it is phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. Whether I end up being good with her or not is a totally different thing. But I just love Cassie's abilities and the way they flow together. You really want to vote Yondu for Cat? Our area could be Anti-Venom, Warlock, Ebony Maw, Jugs. See, that's what's funny, man. Yusafa, I can't get into Black Cat. I respect how good she is. What's up, PP? Gotta scroll down again. Lots of new viewers. Thanks, buddy. Work, what's up, dude? Someone thought, I presume he's insanely underwhelming in the 95%. So that's another. Work is work, and he uses strong language, which I appreciate. I love about him. I don't think he's. Oh, he's just saying underwhelming. Yeah, if you're expecting to get those fights where the debuffs are on you and you could just, your root just gets applied for you all the time. Yeah, Zemo's going to be very underwhelming. BMG likes bottle caps. Cassie, what's up, Zillion? Messiah, Cassie, Mortal Iron Fist. I made that mistake. I took him to rank 3. All right, so here we go. We'll set up the poll because it looks like we're just kind of dancing around. Then we can actually start playing the game a little bit. Next R4 is Nerd's not here. Oh wait, Nerd is here. Nerd, would you have any interest in Iceman? I really do think that buff's going to be good. Let's see. It's funny because I do this too. Like, I'll type something, then like a phone call comes or whatever. Yeah, he's not actually here. Yeah, I do that all the time. Actually, it happened on Simula's stream last night. I was like, Simula! And then I think I had to start cleaning the dishes. One of my kids called me, and then like 20 minutes it came back later. I'm like, uh-oh. I did leave it up, though. Thumbed it up and left the stream up. All right. So there we go. Next word is Zemo or Cassie. All right, and we'll check back in on that, I don't know, in a little bit. So everyone have some fun voting. Let's see. We got to play this game. We'll be taking care of the level up event on our own. Work. I wish they'd waited a few days on offer Zoom because I have an offer for Cassie instead. Yeah, you know what? Dude, I hear you. But I think we could I think the idea would be to put Zemo on defense. And I do think Zemo's going to be a solid Battlegrounds. Probably dual threat. Potentially just defender. I really eventually all these champions would go to rank 4. Like literally everyone we mentioned, except for the joke ones. Are you going for no Sim? In fact, I did open a few for Zemo, and I got him, and I was already like, why did I do that? Like, there's a reason why I said I was going to stop doing this. And then I needed boosts for. I didn't even do a video because I this has been a whole thing. I didn't even do a video. And then I did do the early access for Cassie because because honestly I needed the boost, those 30% boosts, and I was like, well, this is fine. I'm comfortable with this, and I got her. Like I didn't even record it. In fact, I did a video, and I think because I saw like 3 new, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a chance I actually got the champion. So I hit record. I didn't do it live, and then I did a video talking about Cassie and all that stuff. And then, I'm not going for future Ant-Man. Like it's just not what I want to be doing. The irony is, what's really interesting, and I think Seaton. I don't know if hope you guys saw Seaton's interview today with J-Ax. It was very cool. Is Seaton kind of touched on it, where he was talking about how he got to a point where he was playing all these games and just really investing so much real life resource into it, and like it kind of takes for him. It felt like it was taken away from. I don't remember his exact words. I don't put words in his mouth. But the way I related to it was the less I do that, the more I dive into these champions. I really learn about them. I enjoy war more. I enjoy the game more. And of course, I'm still, going full whale, like for what was the last event we had. And I'm sure if there's a Day of the Deadpool and spring clean, I'm sure I'm going to still do that. So it's all relative. But yeah, so that's kind of part of it. Again, it's all some sort of equation, though, because Cassie's coming out. Or not Cassie. Kate Bishop. Oh, boy. I'm not allowed to talk at length. Obviously, CCP does have the abilities. DLL said it was okay for me to say I've seen the abilities. He was on stream the other night. And there's a particular reason. I'm sure when everyone sees it, they'll see why I want her. DL mentioned you trust the person. Yeah, Captain Easy. I mean, look at the buffs though lately, man. Like these number ones, Gore, America Chavez is destroying Tier 1 Alliance War right now. And I put out the video of her in BGs. Like, and that meta was not good for her. She's a monster. She's a monster. Work. Mine has gotten rolled every single time I've placed him. What? In BGs? Interesting. Work. How are you doing, my friend? All right. Like I said, we're going to play the game. I think I still have... Yeah. I don't even remember the nodes. Let's go ahead and take a look at the nodes just so I can remind myself. I'm not looking to make this harder on myself. This is basically just hit them and don't get hit, right? I think I used Strife for that. This is also hit them and don't get hit, if I remember correctly. And specials do big damage. This is... make sure you use your heavy every once in a while and hit them and don't get hit, and stay away when they are gonna get there. Oh, they go unblockable. I don't even remember this. That's wild. Oh, maybe I used Strife and turned that off. I think that's what I did. And then Magneto. All right, let's go in with like a mutant team. Let's go in with a Strife-based mutant team. Have some fun. Where is my boy Strife? I've never gotten great with Strife, but boy, do I love playing him. He's like one of those champions where I'm like, I don't mind using my resources to kind of use him in quests. I'm like, I died because I'm not very good with him. It's fine. It's all okay. And let's bring in, you know what? We've been talking about her so much. Let's bring in Cassie for kicks and giggles, and just in case that Mystic Defender is hard. I don't even remember. I think Morningstar was one of the potential options. Which has me kind of thinking about bringing an Overseer instead. But you know what? I've been doing all the events and stuff. And I have so many revives and my unit. So that's another nice thing about not opening Cav Crystals. Your units go up. Why did no one tell me that? Why, if someone would have told me that 5 years ago, you know how much better I'd be at this game. What's up, Blazer? It's Mordo, Rintra, or Wong. Ah, thanks, Chase. Mordo, Rintra, or Wong. This could get ugly. This could get ugly. Use Max for Sentinel? Yeah. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. What was the deal with this one again? Oh yeah, they go debuff immune. That's one of the things I love about Strife. I remember that when I was doing some initial reviews on him, is that it's passive. What's the deal with him? I think you get your SP1. I want Falcon to not have power, right? This is one of the funniest things for me is when I'm using a champion and I'm like, I did a video on this champion. I can't remember how to play them. I should go watch it. I did that with Diablo the other day. This Falcon's gonna die too fast. Oh well, that's okay. Live and learn. You got that right. That's the story of my life, my friend. Not just an MCoC. Thanks, Aiden. I appreciate you saying that. It's such an easy thing to forget to do. Messiah, what's up, bud? All right, pick these are formats. How is everyone enjoying the new Battlegrounds meta? I personally like it. If you've seen one of my streams the last few days when we've done BGs, I'm actually enjoying it. I think it's because it fits a little better on how I can potentially compete with some of these players. You know, I've talked about it. You know, in my own tournaments, I like to try to... hold on, I'm gonna need to concentrate it a little bit. See that right there? That's something you got to get a little more skilled with Cassie. Let's see if I can get him to throw. Nope. Come on, Mordo. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. You know, you go in and you do that heavy, and they just back up. It's like the defender's like, yeah, I'm not falling for that trick. Let's see if we can get him. See there, he attacked in. That was perfect. That's what you're shooting for. But sometimes they just don't want to play ball. That happened to me again on stream the other day. I think there's some ways around it. You know, I think that's part of learning her. That's part of learning her. Where you can minimize that sort of thing from happening. All right, let's see if we can get him to throw that. That's cool. And then we'll use our SP1 to get that taunt up. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Let's land the poison. Oh man, I messed up her combo. All right, now we'll land the poison. Should we go for the SP2? Oh, he blocked. I didn't get it off in time. Let's see if this kills him. I don't think it will. No. wasn't the prettiest fight, but it worked. She is fun, Carl. She's literally very fun. I really like her a lot. Slaymon, what's up, dude? Anyone but Zemo? Why? Give me why. Come on. I'm like your 5th grade teacher grading the test. I was like, I respect your answer, but I need to know the reason. I need to see the math. I need to see the work behind the answer. Still a bit vibrating over the weekend, not having it, some of the job. Yeah, so Aiden, dude, there has been an element for me of like, I need to take my own advice. Like one of the things I said early was, I'm not gonna super push Battlegrounds. Originally it was because of the modders. Because like I would see all the top players, not all, I would see a lot of the top players being very vocal and obviously clearly frustrated. And to me, it looked genuine. And I tried to put myself in their shoes. And I was like, if I had put all this time to get that high of a skill and to work at it, and then obviously, especially if you're streaming, and then you face a modder and you lose, that would infuriate me. And I'm like, I play the game to have fun, not to be infuriated. So I'm like, okay, I don't think I'd make it to the top 100 players in the game anyway, but I'm going to just kind of stroll my way through the victory trap. I'll get there when I get there. It's fine. But then I went a little too far, and I really do like relics. I want some of those relic rewards and rank up things. So I'm trying to kind of hit that nice happy medium. And even still, I've had a couple of, I don't know what the time for them or the word for them anymore is. It was like a timeout bug, or I don't even know what it is. But like the fight will start and nothing happens. And I'm like, shoot. So I reset the game and then I go back in and like a minute's gone by, or I don't know if I've won or lost, but I had won the first round, the second round, the fight's over. And then all of a sudden I've just lost the whole match. Like it is very frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. Messiah, what's up, dude? Love the lunch hour streams. Nice, dude. I'm glad. This is fun for me. Gives me something to listen to while on calls. I don't need to be on. I hear that, my friend. I hear that. What's up, dude? We'll get you up on the board. Thanks so much for the donation. Yeah, I wasn't on calls. Because usually when I'm on calls for my job, it's just me and a couple other people. Like we're actually interacting. But today, I was paying bills, basically doing a lot of administrative stuff. I'm pretty much the only employee of the company I work for, and so I just had on J-Ax's interview, and that's part of how I watch so many of my YouTube friends. Like that's how I watch so many of your war videos and things. Is like I just have them on. It's just kind of like the soundtrack of my life, basically, and it's really fun. I get to hear my friends talk all the time. So you always do the opposite of what Slay says. Thing is, Slay's kind of a really smart guy, but I hear you. Not a lot of reach on the SP2. You're talking about Cassie? Yeah, I think it's just going to take getting used to her. It's the animations. Because like I said, dude, the kit is so like, oh, it's really beautiful. Nerd, Zemo's losing right now. Cassie, I think everyone saw that beautiful gameplay and they're like, it's got to be Cassie. Slaymon Zero is underwhelming in general. Gets demolished on defense. Very bad on attack. Outside, man, Cassie's much better. Okay, so Zemo's underwhelming, gets demolished on defense, and is bad on attack. But aside from that, do you have any good reasons? Outside of bad on offense and defense. Just, let's keep that in mind. Dot still says Guardian. What's up, dude? Campo! Speaking of one of the lovely voices that is the soundtrack to my life. If you guys heard this man's voice, if you haven't checked out a Campo video, you are missing out. Trust me on this one. Team Cassie, let's go. Vote for Cassie. Guardian is awesome, Carl. I could not agree. And great in Battlegrounds. I love that there's a mode. Because, Carl, hopefully you and I were playing. I don't know if you and I were playing together when I was like in love with Guardian. And I would like try to get him into war fights and stuff like that. And I think it was Taters who finally gave me some. It was like maybe some Havocs or something like that. And I got to use them in war. I was so happy. Because no one would assign him. No one wanted to use him. They're like, dude, there's other champions do this, and this better. And I can like give you this fight and then give you that fight too. And I was like, I know, but Guardian can do stuff. Trust me. And I think it was Taters. It had to have been Taters. It was like, all right, dude, here's some Guardian fights. And now like that's the cool thing about Battlegrounds is it's about just like that single fight and different, like, people are doing amazing things with Jabari. B McG had that great video of her in Battlegrounds. I know people are also using her to take Hazard Shift in War too, but oh gosh, I love it. PWF, what's up, dude? When does Carl go? I don't know. Let's put some PWF. You, I think you saw it though. I think you saw it in that chat. I thought I knew everything about America Chavez. When she came into the game, I was so disappointed. I didn't know it at the time. But I was asked some things about, like, if I could change anything on her, what would I change? And I didn't know why I was asked that, and I still don't know. It's never been confirmed for me. But I gave my feedback, and lo and behold, what I kind of said is a little bit of what's actually happened. It wasn't like some genius idea, obviously. I was just like, basically worry less about this crazy theoretical high that she could have, and let her hit harder, more quickly. And again, I don't think I'm some sort of genius for this. I'm not trying to take credit for it. And then we got to play that beta, and I said that I thought, it would really help. It would really help kind of future-proof her at least a little bit, and maybe take some more fights if she could have Pierce added on to what she reduces off of that one. Why didn't that hit harder? What did I do wrong? This could be a problem. I'm too excited because I'm talking about my girl Chavez. This one, I mean, I don't mind using an item or two because we're streaming and having fun, but I don't want to do it because, so give me a second. I'm clearly doing something wrong. Was there some sort of safeguard on that note or something? I was obviously doing something wrong, or maybe he had just a lot more health than I realized. Oh, but anyway, so America Chavez, and I was listening to PWF's video because he's been using Chavez lately in War, which has been really cool. And he kept talking about, he's like, well, now I've landed 2 of the negative zones, which means I'm reversing their ability power rate. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to reach out to him and let him know that he's wrong, that only gets it to 100%. So he should just be zeroing it out. And I was like, that's weird, though. PWF knows a lot more about this game than I do. And I was like, then he took another fight. He took a second fight, and he's like, as you can see, I've got 2 up, and look at the power gain. It's actually going down. And I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance there's something I knew about at a champion that he didn't. There's a chance on that. But the man's not blind, Like, he's not blind. He can obviously see. I've seen his war fights. He's clearly has visual capabilities. If he's saying it's going down, it must be going down. And then it caused me to go back and read her abilities. And as you guys know, I am working on an Essentials video on her, and I would have totally gotten this wrong. I would have probably read through it, I would think I would have, and I would have realized my error, but I don't know. So if you guys see, the negative zone reduces opponent's ability power rate by 60%. Cool. And so obviously PWF is right. If you get 2 of those up, it's now 120%. See this part where it says matching dimensions suffer a minus 20% duration for each stack? I thought that was minus 20% potency. And so I thought, the first one 60%, the second stack will be 40, being 100%. Even better news, apparently this wasn't updated with her buff update, and that's going to be reduced to 15% duration. So that's really, really cool. So PWF, if you're still out there, thank you. That was a lot of it. 36-0 with Chavez. Oh, dude, I've got that queued up for when I actually eat my lunch. How many fights did you just take with her? Was it 7 or 9? I don't know. I saw the thumbnail. It was just like, all right then. I was pumped up because Nerd finally assigned, not finally, that didn't come out right. I was given the opportunity to take that really tough fight against APOC, and I'm very, very excited to show that to everyone. Oh, I didn't finish the quest. I'm famous for, wait, what the heck? What did I do wrong here? What am I doing wrong? I was so excited about talking. Can you guys tell me what just happened? What just happened? Oh, I was the wrong fight. I'm so excited talking about America Chavez. It was the wrong fight. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. Now we're on to the right fight. Gotta use Chavez to stop Morto's power gain. You got that right, PW. Dot. Old Man Vega. Maybe I need to eat lunch before I do my lunch break streams. The brain needs a little energy, a little food. I can dex his SP2, but given that I just totally had the fights wrong, I don't think I want to chance it right now. So this fight might take a minute. I do really like, this is a new update, right? That the, I can't think what the name of this node is. Was it Juke, I think? That they're letting you know in the UI what your last combo ender was. All right, let's get some of these prowess going. What's up, DL? How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. Also on my lunch break.
Right on. Chat, let me know if you can hear him well. I think it's just a setting on my headphones, which is different than what you all are hearing. But DL, don't change your volume based on what I just said.
Yeah.
Did any Kate information go out today?
Not yet. Okay. I've just been doing a lot of eyes emojis.
I'm showing the people the exhilaration of watching Magneto gameplay right now.
Oh, it's so much fun.
It is delightful. That SP3 and watching them just crumple, though, is kind of fun, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Siddharth, do you mean the 51 conflictor as opposed to 26? Because that does kind of change my feedback. Omega's solid for both, but I do really like Apocalypse for both. He's just harder to set up on 26. Yeah, on 51, if Apocalypse isn't banned, I would use him every time. Assuming you have, like, any points in despair.
Cassie is currently winning the vote, which would mean Science Tier 5 CC. It is close, though, but Cassie's lead continues to grow. So we're going to go Science. We're going to go Science Tier 5 CC. Slaymon and Work have actually been in. Work's saying it from his own personal experience that Baron has been a little bit of a disappointment for him.
Mm.
So, yeah. All right, let's do. How long have we been streaming?
About an hour, I think.
Yeah, 45 minutes. So let's do some Battlegrounds before we close that poll. Do a couple. I really am having fun with this. And much like war fights, like for those who saw my fight where I butchered the Warlock versus Havoc, I ended up saving it. But man, it should never have gotten that close. It only did because I butchered it. It caused me to then talk to DLL, who's on call, and Nerd, my battle group leader, and I was like, "There's clearly something." You know, when you're talking to someone and you're like, you feel like you're almost talking past each other.
You don't seem worried enough for my understanding of the situation.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, there's clearly something they know that I don't. And I think DLL, it was finally you where I was like, Is there? And you pointed it out, I think, if I remember correctly. And I really like that because that caused me to then go back and learn something about Havoc's kit and something about Warlock's kit, and then the way those two things interact. It was just really cool. And like I tried, I wasn't streaming it, but I tried to have a special. I was using Miles Morales, and I tried to use a special that was like the first special that the defender threw, but they weren't unblockable yet. And I was like, oh, cool. It's just going to go right through me. And it smacked me, you know? I was like,
yeah,
what the heck? Stupid bugged game, you know? And then like I let it happen again and I got drilled. And I was like, okay, I need to go read this guy's abilities. It's just, I don't know. A lot of you guys are like, probably you already knew that stuff, but it's one of the things I love about these modes is I think they cause you to learn these things.
I remember the first time I took that Havoc myself, like also with Warlock, I was like, all right, block a lot. That's the thing. Parry a lot. Yeah. And then somehow I went into the fight and that turned into parry heavy. And I was like, oh no.
Oh. Dude, the only reason I didn't do that is I asked Nerd. I asked because Nerd and I did talk through the fight, which is almost embarrassing to now say, but it is the truth. We did talk through the fight. But I should probably pay a little attention to what I'm doing.
For those of you in the audience who don't know, when you put a bleed on Havoc, he puts a plasma debuff on you, which makes it much, much easier for him to go unblockable on those nodes.
Yeah, and so thanks for setting that. And on this node, if he throws a special, you get armor blocked and heal blocked. And then if you have 3 debuffs, he goes unblockable, which in general is something you want to avoid.
Yeah, I managed to solo my first try on it as well, but ooh, did I work for it.
Yeah. But Nerd was like, no, do not heavy him under no circumstances. It's like, oh yeah, okay, good. It is what it is. What's up, Bam? How you doing, bud? Shoot. So like this is where the game lover in me wanted to pick Gilly, but it's still much more theoretical and probably not a good idea based on what we had there.
Yeah, exactly what Slay's saying.
Yeah,
it happens all the time because there are 2 things you have to do in the fight. You have to block mediums a lot, and you have to not heavy. But the consequences for messing up either are so high, it is absolutely worth asking. Because you can't really claw it back. Colossus versus Havoc is obviously better. I mean, if you're comfortable playing him unblockable, sure. I certainly don't mind.
Oh, but like, so even just again discussing this fight, because of that misunderstanding, one, I went into the fight so much more with so much more apprehension about whether
willpower was what you were worried about, right?
Yeah. Thanks. You can tell DL obviously talked it through, but also my reparry, like there was a couple times he dashes in at me. And I was like, oh, I'm not, my thumbs, it's just not right. And I dexed out of it. Where if I had known or understood the fight better, I wouldn't have cared nearly as much about having to reparry. Because just a blocked hit would have been fine, you know?
Right. The infection doesn't matter. You just literally need to block mediums.
Yeah. I'm so glad I was able to, like, I think I pulled off 2 backdraft intercepts in that fight. Not exactly what I want to be doing in war. So got a little lucky, especially with him being unblockable. It's, you know. Best counters Herc. What is Herc not? I got to watch this video. Andrew, for those who don't know, Andrew the Rough, I believe his gamer name is, has started doing some war videos. He's an amazing player in 4 Loki's BG3. Come on, thing. Chill out. Why is this such an angry thing? Should pay attention to what I'm doing.
I saw the chat you're referring to, though. He had a Herc fight, and he apologized for it taking longer than 20 seconds. What a dumb champion.
Yeah, if you guys don't mind, bring me back to that, because I do want to...
Yeah.
I was actually hoping to reverse my combo, but... shoot.
Yeah, I think Dot's probably right.
Nicely done, Penny. It's good to see her being a menace again. It really feels good. I mean, to me. I'm sure not everyone agrees. All right.
Andrew.
Oh yeah, I know, but I gotta.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you though. I think Fury's got to be just a total headache, right? As a defender, right now.
Yeah.
I haven't actually used Guardian in this meta yet, and I have a feeling I'm going to be horribly disappointed. I tried to use Korg offensively the other night. It was just one of those weird ones where both my opponent and I ended up in these very odd matchups. And I could have used Fury or Korg. And I was like, Korg might not trigger the heat trigger the node. Like, so I thought I would just hit, I think it was against like a long shot, and I thought, well, I'll just hit him 100 times and I'll win. And it didn't work out that way. Actually, this isn't bad. This is going really well. Guardian's animations are just so smooth. He's one of the best, like, flying champions, in my opinion. Like, his dash back, like, you know, I think it was in one of your recent videos where you were talking about, like, Warlock's dash back.
Yeah.
And,
Maybe.
I think it's just really short, you know? I feel like with Guardian...
I think you were watching my Gauntlet vid.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Stupid pill bucket vid.
Yeah, but you're exactly right. And I did watch that when I was preparing for my third run that I did recently. But Guardian, I so often will have a dashback where I'm like, oh, I misplayed that. I'm gonna get clipped, and like his dashback just glides me out of it. It's so refreshing. It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
That was a clean win. See, like I I don't know. I had fun. It's amazing how when you win, it's so much more fun. You know, you're like, oh, it's not as great. I love it. Andrew. So I've been. I was gonna title my next war video the fastest Annihilus takedown ever or whatever. I have fun with that. I realize there may be others out there. It's more of like I'm not trying to do clickbait. I'm trying to like have a good time, right? I don't expect to be taken literally. But I saw the title of Andrew's video, and I think he took down an Annihilus in like 12 seconds with Hercules. So I was like, okay, I can't in good conscience. Like, it's one thing to use hyperbole for fun. It's another thing to knowingly be wrong. So yeah, I got to check out Andrew's video. He's in BG3 for Loki. Phenomenal player. I think it's Andrew the Rough. If any mods could link his channel, when people are starting to put forth a lot of effort and get going, I love to shout them out when they're helping the community. You know, they're trying to help the community. What's up? Nah, how you doing, bud? Beguile's here. Chase, what's up, dudes? Unknown Kid. Hey, what's good, Becca? I recently just got Black Cat and I managed to awaken her today, and I was thinking of bringing her to rank 3. Is she worth being rank 3? Yeah, I think in today's game she absolutely is. TL, was it you? I'm sorry. Someone that I considered to be smart was just saying they really like her. It was either in this chat or it was you on call. Was it you?
I don't think it was me, but I do like her, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't... Or, maybe it was on my stream the other day, because Dot said that he really likes her. He's just accepted she's not a war champ for the most part. And I agreed with both sides of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I knew it was smart people who I was kind of hearing that from recently. And you know what's funny is I'm remembering, I've kind of tried to learn from this a little bit, that I did the video on her. I pulled her really early. I clearly didn't know everything about her, but I felt like I could give a good like overview from like a high level, so to speak. And I think R3s were the thing at the time. And so I kind of framed it around, is she R3 worthy? But that was like, what, a year ago maybe? And the game has progressed so much that I think it was maybe now more discussion about rank 4 worthiness would be more fitting, let's call it, so to speak. So yeah, I think she can clearly do a lot of great stuff. Thanks everyone.
I do think the R4 bar is still higher than the R3 bar was when you made that.
Yeah, it's gotta be. Because like right now, setting up this poll for who I was going to rank 4, I was started to go through my roster and I saw how many champions I still want to rank 4. And although resources are coming in quicker, it's going to be a while. I mean, there was a lot of very good champions who I even personally like Guardian's still rank 3.
Right. Whereas I take a champion from like 1-1 to 345 every level up, it feels like. I did that with Spot.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
4 days ago. And then... I did Rogue this morning. Completely on a whim.
You did Rogue?
Yeah, because I was using her at rank 1 the other day because somebody was saying that the Absorbing Man synergy with her is broken. It's not. I can get to that in a minute. But I was playing around with her and I was like, I've been saying that that I should rank her for a while. I need to get to that. And then level up hit this morning and I was like, okay, well, there we go.
They were saying it was broken as in like it's overpowered, or broken as in it's not working properly?
As in was not working properly. Basically, what happens is that this is not an ironclad rule, but for the most part, if something is paused and then it is refreshed or replaced, the pause goes away. And the thing is that Rogue is not actually looking for landing a hit against the opponent. She's looking for like a certain definition of making contact, which includes like starting a hit, which allows you to go in and like land safe hits in the middle of the opponent's special to refresh the timer. So people who really liked using Rogue were taking advantage of that. Kind of like how you can defuse Super Skrull's Falter during his special one. And so, like, people who play Rogue all the time have those instincts where they're like, I'm gonna run in and refresh this timer during the special. And then they're like, oh no, where did the pause didn't happen? No, the pause did happen. You just destroyed it about 0.1 seconds after it triggered. So that's just kind of, if you want to use that synergy with her, you're gonna have to unlearn some of that.
I already completely respect my opponent for their choice in profile picture. Just want to call that out. And I fairly recently have been told, and I took a better look at the emoji, that this emoji actually is, she's saying like good game, like that's meant to be a positive. So I've been using that. If anyone's matched me in the last probably week or so, I've been using that as a positive emoji.
Which one?
The Black Widow.
Yeah.
I was being very serious, or I am being very serious when I say that I did not see the hand. She's got like kind of her fist up, being like, "Hey, good job," that sort of thing. I just didn't. I think the screen's small enough or something like that. I don't know. So I think that's out there. What's up, Blaze? Yeah. Blaze is here too. What's up, dude? So that's why 6 I had made a list at some point, and I should maybe go back to doing it. So let's test this theory. Let's test this theory about Zemo. I probably should pick Fury, but I enjoy testing things. Let's still pick Fury because he's good at things. But I would have probably normally picked Quicksilver and Fury, but because that Kitty should be a good theoretical matchup for Zemo, right? Because she's got the prowess. I honestly don't know.
Oh, like for fighting Zemo, yeah.
Yeah, was Zemo's a good, because Slay was saying that Zemo's not really, or Slay or work, or Slay and work. I don't remember. We're saying he's really not doing very much for them. Offensively or defensively, sorry. I want to see this happen. I think Weapon X is gonna cause some problems over there. You guys want to see me play Zemo first or second? I'll look at the first couple answers. Or everyone's like, we don't really care. Whatever you want to do, man. We're all eating lunch too. Zemo first? All right, let's do it.
I don't know, Asafa. I'm not ignoring you. That's just not my department. I know it's been brought up, though. People are looking at it. I think the emotes are very funny as long as you don't take it too seriously. I do want to respond to this because you're correct in a lot of ways, but at the same time, especially if you're higher up, playing Battlegrounds and winning can sometimes feel very important. Like, this is a game, yes, but if it's a game where you've invested, I don't know, 30 hours into this game mode over the last few weeks, and something goes against you, especially if it's like an input error or something, it can hurt. And like, sure, you're gonna want to get over that before too long, but you're going to feel it in the moment. And so sometimes the don't take it too seriously advice just doesn't always work because it takes time to listen to it, you know? Things can still sting. And that's why I think some people, Vega very much included, place such a high priority on positive emotes. Yeah, exactly. It's like a last straw kind of thing.
Uh-oh. No! Warlock was supposed to hold block. Yeah, now I'm just going crazy mode, trying to do as any damage now as I can. What was that?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Ooh. See, I would have swore I had the timing. Like the visuals on that just didn't feel right. I'm open to idea I'm wrong.
Warlock's heavy is super rude.
Yeah, maybe that's just all it was. Zemo did his job. Zemo did his job, and so did Hulkling. One of the things I remember talking about that, about why one of the, because there were some balance questions that were coming up about. Let's see here, actually.
Hulkling Sig is maybe underrated. I agree. I literally just took mine from 60 to 200 last night.
So this, in essence, DL, this is exactly what you're talking about. And so, like, if I now lose and I get spammed with the Loki emoji, it's not going to hit very funny to me.
Right,
Oh,
because
Guardian.
it just froze, right?
Yeah, so, okay, everything was picked for me. Cool. Good.
Right. That's why this is exactly why I'm careful with emotes, because sure, it might look like your opponent is a moron, and that's always fun for you, right? But sometimes they just got unlucky.
Yeah, because I mean, the same thing may have happened to my opponent. They looked very aggressive and certain when they picked Kitty for that fight, and we were saying that we thought Kitty might be a good counter, right? And like they could have had a huge lag spike. Who the heck knows? There's all kinds of things that could have gone wrong on the area. And so it's not like it's just happening to me. Just again, the Loki emoji would hit a little bit differently right now.
Yeah. I always have Hella on deck when I blow a fight. See, that one makes sense. It's... I don't think so, Out. 'Cause I don't believe armor penetration allows you to... I don't believe armor penetration allows you to send armor negative, if that's what your question. It's just that, Hulkling does not have armor break, right? And there's a certain amount of armor penetration native to Pierce, which I believe is determined by diminishing returns and all that kind of stuff. But against very heavily armored opponents, he will still be dealing with some of what they have, unless he's critting. And so the Sig just makes him better at dealing with really heavy armor.
Let's see if my I think my Rintrode placement did actually get on there for me, which is what I intended. And I have to admit, Guardian was probably better than whoever I would have picked. So I think the game just did me a huge favor. I think, yeah, you win some, you lose some. Kabam takes, they giveth, and today they gave to myself. You could explain to me this number to ELO and all that a million times, and I would still be like, I have no idea what it means. But I think that's...
I used to know what it stands for.
What's that? What ELO stands for?
Yeah. Somebody will tell us immediately.
I'm sure, yeah. And use words that all make sense, and I will still be like, I don't know what that means. It's almost like we're speaking different languages. All right, it's time to close the poll. I promised... All right, it's time to close the poll. I promised that I would do what the group has decided. And wow, it actually ended up being a bigger difference than I expected. Cassie continues to build her lead. The last time I had looked, I think she was at 53%, and now she's all the way up at 57 over Zemo. Zemo, I'm sure, will eventually get ranked, but let's finish that off. Yeah, Cassie doing. Cool. I was like, after my mistake of I beat that Hulkbuster, and I thought it was the final fight in the quest. I'm like, I don't want to make the same mistake. I will say, Cassie is incredible. DL, what were you about to say, please?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, everyone immediately said, or told us what it is. So the reason I thought it was an acronym is because a lot of pretty smart people keep putting it in all caps.
Wait, it's not an acronym?
It's not an acronym. It's named after Arpad Elo, Hungarian-American physics professor.
Oh, I could have swore it was just because, again, Yeah, I don't.
Right, everyone in the CCP keeps you typing ELO all caps.
Yeah, I think it was probably just, I was like, they're either very angry and yelling this at me, or it's in an acronym, or maybe both. Both are possible.
All right. Well, there we go.
I'll look it up and try to understand. I've been in a fantasy football league for over 20 years now, and one of the guys is really great with stats and has done a bunch of ELO stuff for us. It's really cool what he does. I just don't fully understand it, but it's still fun. It's really fun. So maybe I'll try to understand it a little better. What I was going to say though is Cassie is. I definitely not, barring something bizarre happening. I do not. She will not be moved to the highest tier in the tier list for March, which will be coming out. But she's just so effective. Do you, aside from the obvious DLL of, and you had no idea you were going to be asked this question, but aside from the obvious of when she shrinks down, if she runs out of, she could run out of her PIM particles and then she'd get passively stunned. Do you
fuel? But yes,
yeah, fuel. Thanks. Do you see anything that I feel like she could be used in war. I feel like she could be used in Battlegrounds. I don't know. It's probably not fair to ask you about negatives. Instead of, what do you really like about Cassie? If you're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Do you see uses for her in war?
I do, yeah. And honestly, the biggest part of that is just because she's buff immune.
Yeah.
It's the same way that I've seen uses in war for Ant-Man all this time that people keep ignoring. I know MP Blaze has been doing good work with him, and there are a few others, but they're just... Buff immune not only makes you good against certain mystics, like Mojo, it not only makes you good against certain lanes, it also means that you can use certain kinds of utility better anywhere that buffs would have been a threat because you can slow play. That's why MP is able to use Ant-Man so effectively on Path 9 despite only being immune to one of the debuffs. Because normally if you're facing a mystic like Spidey Supreme and you're having to just wait out the bleed phase, you are going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
But with somebody who's buff immune, you just wait and then you finish the fight.
Yeah, and Ace Mini, I apologize because I totally put you on the spot, and it's me being new to interviewing. No, it's not fair to ask you to say because it could come across as being a negative or a criticism. Mm-hmm. She's phenomenal, which I think was the pause. It's more I can't really think of a criticism, and I think you went over that in your spotlight with context video where you're talking about it's another buff immune, and then there's all these other abilities that you can now use for when nodes and defenders throw them at you. I think she's phenomenal. I really do love her. I'm pumped up to have her at rank 4. Try to get some more videos out on her over time. With the war season stuff, I've realized it's tough. I realized I have 3 essentials videos that I've been promising. I have footage for. It's just a matter of compiling them. So the Chavez one will come out. Spot and Infamous Iron Man might take until after the war season's over. And then, of course, I'll get started on Cassie because I do think, here's my prediction. Is that when DLL, if he ever update, do you plan on continuing to do the essential war attackers?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
This global has been a lot of fun. That's coming out before too long.
I love those videos, man. I love those videos. So please do them. I bet you she's at least on there. I'm not saying she's going to be in the highest tier, but I bet you she's at least on there, honorable mention or something like that. So that's my prediction. I guess we'll find out if I'm right or I'm wrong. Thank you, everyone, we got to end. I got to get back to work. I got to eat some lunch and get back to work myself. Thank you, Messiah, Zach, and Frankie for the generous donations. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Work, you got a deal. If I end up regretting this, we will switch our rank 4s. I know some people at Kabam, and I'm sure they'll do that for us. But thanks, buddy. Appreciate you watching. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for everyone for being here. Oh, for those of you who are Ant-Man's good, MP Blaze and BMcG both have some great videos showing them off. Blaze has definitely a few in war. I've been enjoying watching those. Opened my eyes quite a bit on how good he can be. and effective in, again, tier 1 war, really, really, really under the pressure cooker as far as defenders and nodes putting on. So make sure you check those out. And then DL, thank you so much for joining the call, buddy. Do you mind taking us out for today?
Yeah, I guess I will just say somebody asked earlier timeline for my next champion, and I'm just gonna say it's gonna be a while. I'm working on some other stuff, which I'll talk about when I can talk about it.
It'll be a while after
Kate. Yeah.
Cool. So for those who don't know, Kate, she's awesome. Make sure you check her out. Hopefully those deep dives come out this weekend. And then it sounds like it'll be a while for you as far as champions are concerned after Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you're working on something cool. So I'm a little disappointed, but I'm also happy to hear
it. I'll try and slide in a couple reworks or something.
I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great, great weekend. Take care.